What's going on, guys, people? This is your boy Will Cotchery with another episode of the Sports Binge, the program where you get relaxed and get informed. I'm so glad you can join me for yet another episode. Now, it probably would have been wise for me to hold off my video from yesterday for today based on the news, but it just goes to show you that, like I said before, the NFC South is the league's most fascinating and compelling division in the league. So, and to further prove that, it was breaking news about roughly an hour ago that Todd Gurley has signed a one-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. So it is another superstar added to the division that was already competitive and fun to watch already, but there's yet another unbelievable storyline to keep up with. So obviously Todd Gurley's free agent journey did not last even 24 hours for him to be signed by another team. And I can't necessarily say that I'm surprised about his signing by the Falcons, considering that they just released Devontae Freeman a few days ago. So they needed a running back replacement. So obviously on paper and just theoretically speaking, it's not a bad decision, or it's not a terrible move, or not a surprising move, should I say. But I will say this about the signing, though. Like I said, even on paper, it makes sense, but you have to really consider their history. Now, back in, and I said this before, back when it happened, back in 2013, the team signed a former Rams running back in Steven Jackson, who was who made 3 Pro Bowls with the franchise, one of the best running backs in the league at his prime. Then he signed with the Falcons toward the end of his time with the Rams. And when that signing happened back then, I was just not too high on it, considering what I've seen with the Falcons, because they were just always a pass-first team in the last several years with Matt Ryan at the helm. You know, they were just always passing-centric, especially with Julio Jones, Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez, even more recently with Calvin Ridley, Austin Hooper. I just didn't feel like at that time it wasn't the greatest signing in the world. And granted, a lot of people were on board with the Jackson signing because he wasn't going to have those miles on his body playing with the Falcons because they were a passing team. But even then, I just didn't feel like it was the best move for them. And lo and behold, it just didn't work out. He was okay, but he wasn't his 13 to 1,500 yard self that he was early in his career with the Rams. And after 2 years, he was let go, and the Patriots ended up signing him for his last year in the NFL in 2015. And so this is I had some concerns about this one as soon as I heard the news, because now granted, Todd Gurley he's 4 years younger than, at 26 he's 4 years younger than what Steven Jackson was when he signed with the Falcons. And of course, he's the most talented guy of the two because he's such a receiving threat. But you always have to give cause of pause when you sign a running back who has miles on the body and who has injury history. And we saw that with David Johnson signing with the Texans via trade. Obviously, that's apples to oranges compared to, for the situation, because obviously they traded away a superstar wide receiver, but nonetheless, you're acquiring a guy who has miles on his body who's not the same what he once was at his peak. So I'm just curious to see what the Falcons are going to get out of Todd Gurley, even though he's still 26. Age-wise, he's still much in his prime. Now, if he does well in this 1 year, that's great for them. They could probably re-sign him to a multi-year extension. That would be good for them. But you know, I would just have to give a cause to pause, honestly. And it's going to be, like I said, the NFC South is just a fascinating division to watch, and I'm just going to see how it plays out. But yeah, I just want to chime in real quick on that note. So, guys, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this and all my YouTube videos to spread the word and to spread the reach. You guys have a blessed day and be well.